You're watching South Asia Newsline, and at the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 10th of November. Fiery exchanges mark end of second phase campaign in India's Bihar ahead of polling. India-Saudi Arabia signed bilateral Hajj Agreement 2026, confirming a quota of 1.75 lakh Indian pilgrims. And deadline day arrives with parties still not united on July Charter's implementation. And now for all the details. As campaigning for the second phase of India's Bihar Assembly elections concluded on Sunday, top leaders from the Indian Prime Minister's NDA alliance and the opposition Mahagathbandhan alliance made their final push to win voters ahead of polling on November 11th. Bihar is India's third most populous state with over 130 million people and a key electoral battleground where Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party has been in power for more than a decade as a partner in an alliance with regional party, the Janata Dal United. The polling for the 243 assembly seats across 121 constituencies in 18 districts with approximately 3.75 crore electors casting their ballot. The final counting of votes will take place on November 14th. India and Angola signed two memorandum of understanding in the areas of fisheries, aquaculture, and marine resources, as well as another on consular matters during Indian President Draupadi Murmu's visit to the country. President Murmu held wide-ranging bilateral discussions with Angola President João Lourenço. The two leaders agreed to deepen the cooperation in critical sectors such as energy, infrastructure, and defense. The president reiterated India's commitment to being a reliable partner in Angola's development journey, bilaterally as well as in the broader framework. In her press statement, President Murmu warmly welcomed Angola's membership in the International Big Cat Alliance and the Global Biofuels Alliance. She further underscored India's commitment to peace and stability in Africa.
Let us start by the speech of His Excellency.
भारत और अंगोला की साझेदारी आपसी विश्वास, परस्पर सम्मान और हमारे लोगों के समृद्धि भविष्य की साझा दृष्टि पर आधारित है। हम द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी को बढ़ाने और क्षेत्रीय व वैश्विक मामले में विचारों के आदान प्रदान के लिए निकट सहयोग कर रहे हैं।
India and Saudi Arabia have strengthened their cooperation on the annual Hajj pilgrimage. A new bilateral agreement for Hajj 2026 has been signed, setting the quota for Indian pilgrims at 1.75 lakh. The agreement was formalized during India's Union Minister Kiran Rijiju's visit to Saudi Arabia. Minister Rijiju met Saudi Arabia's Minister of Hajj and Umrah in Jeddah to finalize the arrangements. In a post on X, Rijiju hailed the move and called the agreement a significant step in deepening the India-Saudi Arabia ties. Discussions during the meeting focused on enhancing transport, accommodation, and healthcare facilities to make the pilgrimage more comfortable and efficient. The Union Minister also held review sessions with officials from the Indian Embassy in Riyadh and the Consulate General in Jeddah to assess ongoing preparations. He praised their coordination with Saudi authorities to safeguard the welfare of pilgrims. During his visit, the minister inspected key Hajj and Umrah facilities in Jeddah and Taif and met with members of the Indian diaspora. The 2026 Hajj agreement reaffirms the growing partnership between India and Saudi Arabia and promises a more organized, comfortable, and spiritually enriching journey for Indian pilgrims. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bhutan comes at a time of deep spiritual celebration and growing bilateral cooperation between the two Himalayan neighbors. Speaking exclusively on the occasion, Indian Ambassador to Bhutan, Sandeep Arya, outlined the multi-layered significance of the visit. We have a report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bhutan comes at a time marked by profound spiritual significance and strengthening bilateral ties between the two Himalayan neighbors. India's ambassador to Bhutan, Sandeep Arya, highlighted the importance of the visit, from Prime Minister Modi's participation in Bhutan's Global Peace Prayer Festival to high-level talks and the joint inauguration of a landmark hydropower project. On the development front, Ambassador Arya highlighted the joint inauguration of the 1,020-megawatt Punit Sangcha 2 hydropower project, calling it a landmark achievement in India-Bhutan cooperation.
It will add about 40% of the total installed capacity of hydropower generation in Bhutan. So it will become an important project for Bhutan's own economic development. It's a large power generating plant, and the power produced from the plant will be used by people of Bhutan, and surplus power will be exported to India. In Bhutan, particularly, the power generation peaks during summer months, and all because most of the rivers are glacial rivers. So I think that's a time in which India also there is a great demand for power. So there is good synergy in that sense. Power generated from the Punit Sangcha 2 hydroelectric plant tomorrow, which will be inaugurated, will serve the people of Bhutan, will also benefit the economy of Bhutan. It will produce power to India for our own use. And I think it serves as a good synergy between the two countries in that area.
Last week, sacred relics of Lord Buddha from India's National Museum have been brought to Bhutan for public exposition, adding spiritual significance to the visit and allowing devotees to pay homage during this auspicious period. In a post on X, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "These relics symbolize the timeless message of peace, compassion, and harmony." Ambassador Arya said the relics are deeply meaningful to Bhutan's Buddhist community and symbolize the profound spiritual bond between the two countries.
So Bhutanese pilgrims already go, I think in tens of thousands of people go every year. So this is something which connects really the countries in a very, very close manner. So therefore, holy relics of Lord Buddha are considered very, very sacred by all Buddhists, because they are what in Hindi we call Sharir Dhatu, or actually kind of body relics of Lord Buddha, which are very sacred. They are kept in the National Museum in Delhi. They have been brought for these 10 days for public veneration in Bhutan.
The Baloch Yakjati Committee has launched a strong condemnation of Pakistan's counter-terrorism department and judiciary, accusing both institutions of manipulating legal processes to silence Baloch dissent. We have a report.
The Baloch Yakjati Committee has issued a sharp condemnation of Pakistan's counter-terrorism department and the judiciary, accusing both of using the law as a weapon to silence Baloch voices. The group alleges that its leaders are facing politically motivated cases and that justice is being systematically delayed. According to the Balochistan Post, the Baloch Yakjati Committee claims that during a recent jail trial, Pakistan's counter-terrorism department once again failed to present complete challenge or charge sheets required in the ongoing cases against its detained leaders. The group further alleges that over 25 FIRs have been filed against its senior members, which it describes as baseless and politically motivated. The group says, new FIRs continue to surface despite earlier court instructions to consolidate all cases. The Baloch Yakjati Committee highlighted that, the Anti-Terrorism Court in Khuzdur granted bail to its leaders in several cases. The Quetta Anti-Terrorism Court continues to extend hearings indefinitely. The committee accuses the judiciary of being paralyzed and serving as a tool of state power rather than justice. The Baloch Yakjati Committee has called on domestic and international human rights groups to intervene, urging them to pressure Pakistan to stop using anti-terror laws against peaceful activism and to release its detained leaders immediately.
And with no visible progress toward reaching a consensus on how to implement the July National Charter, the deadline for political parties in Bangladesh expires on Monday. Even after a week of appeals from the interim government, major parties remain divided over the process of holding the national referendum. On November 3rd, the interim government urged political parties to present a unified position on the referendum's timing, implementation order, and provisions for dissent within 7 days. Officials said that if no agreement was reached, the final decision would be taken by Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus. Drafted after last year's deadly student-led uprising, the July Charter formed for state reform was backed by the majority of political parties on October 17th this year. The Charter seeks to reshape the country's politics and institutions and give constitutional recognition to last year's uprising that forced the then PM Sheikh Hasina to flee to India. Amid modernization, the Palpali Dhaka continues to symbolize Nepal's rich weaving heritage, a fine, colorful hand-spun fabric that traces its roots to the western district of Palpa. Once a royal favorite, the centuries-old textile tradition still thrives today, blending timeless craftsmanship with modern design. Take a look.
The Palpali Dhaka, a fine, soft and colorful textile fabric with a unique pattern, holds great significance for the people of Nepal. The textile gets its name from western Nepali district of Palpa, which has been declared the capital of this hand-spun fabric. According to folklore, Dambar Kumari, daughter of 19th century Prime Minister Yong Bahadur Rana, was particularly fond of Chamua Dhaka for her dresses. The textile eventually gained popularity as Dambar Kumari Dhaka, spreading across the Kathmandu Valley, where the distinctive style soon set a trend among Nepal's royal women, especially the Rana aristocracy.
यो हातद्वारा निर्मित भएको हुँदाखेरि यो कपडाको अलिकति मूल्यवान कपडा हुने भएको हुँदाखेरि यसको चाहिँ नि आफ्नै विशेषता भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यसको बजारमा माग धेरै छ.
Located about 280 kilometers from Kathmandu, Palpa boasts a rich tradition of handloom weaving on wooden looms made from local pine, known as tangsing in the Magar language. The fabric's vibrant hues and intricate patterns soon made it a popular choice for caps, shawls, blouses, dora surawal, and decorative gifts.
पालपाली ढाका भनेपछि नेपालभरि चिनिन्छ. नेपालमा मात्रै नभएर विदेशहरुमा पनि गइरहेको छ र हामी पनि विदेशमा बस्दाखेरि यहाँ टोपीहरु, सोहरु, सलहरु, ज्याकेटहरु, पालपाली कोटहरु लिएर जान्थ्यौं र पालपाली भनेको ढाका एकदम प्रख्यात छ, राम्रो छ.
Even today, the centuries-old legacy of Palpali Dhaka continues to evolve, gracefully blending traditional artistry with modern design sensibilities.
This is very close to Nepali people because this is our own product and this is very unique to other people and for other world. So also now we are planning to develop it as an international product. So we have already established a brand. It's called a Palpali brand. So we are hoping to do a big marketing for international, and of course we are doing in national market also.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.